Good morning, everybody. Welcome to week number 2, or almost week number 2, which starts tomorrow, of HRD 633, Leadership in Adult and Higher Education. I want to thank everybody for posting your introductions and getting us to a really good start this semester. I'm a little behind on saying hi to everybody, welcoming you personally through the text or through the discussion forum, so I apologize for that. We have a scrunched up week this first week, but stay tuned. I will certainly get caught up this week. So in week number 2, we're going to be taking a look at one of the 4 various frames that organizations are looked at or examined or structured. And in this week, we're going to be looking at the structural frame. And I'll come back to what's on the screen, but I'm going to just go down to the bottom. A lot of information in here, but the structural frame focuses really on just what it says, the structure. And it's viewed through the lens of problems and issues in an organization are really dealt with on a structural basis. And if there are problems, then it probably means there's something wrong with the actual structure. And I'll give you an idea on this. Early on in my career, in the first 10 years of my career, I ended up going from an extension educator with the University of New Hampshire. And then I worked for Stanley Tools. I worked for various plants 2 plants in Vermont. Then I got promoted again to Connecticut. Then I got promoted again down to Pennsylvania. And I left Stanley for various reasons, mostly because they wanted to, they offered me a plant manager position down in Tennessee. And I'd already lived in Mississippi right out of college, and so my wife and I really didn't want to go down there. So that's actually what brought us to Maine back in 1989. I worked for a manufacturing company as a manufacturing manager back when we moved to Maine in 1989. But to give you an idea, I was working at one of the manufacturing plants. It was in York, Pennsylvania. I was a production manager. And we had a really kind of screwy structural setup. Who reported to the plant manager was debatable. We ran into some issues, production issues, some quality issues, and it was decided that the structure that we had in place, basically there were 6 managers, and 2 of us reported to somebody different other than the plant manager. So this seemed to cause some issues, including one of the 2 used to say to the other managers, well, I don't work in your structural environment. I work for somebody else. And so what was done by the plant manager was actually structure the organizational chart so everybody, all of the 6 managers, worked directly for the plant manager. And I can't say that this took care of all of the problems, but it did take care of a lot of the issues. So once again, in this frame, structure is all about structure. So let me go up to the top. I'll try to give you a brief snapshot of what we're going to be doing this week. Excuse me. The essential questions, the outcomes. Excuse me. What I'd like you to do: explore vision, mission statements online. Take a look at, select one adult education program, adult nonprofit. Well, you can read through this exactly what I'd like you to do. Mission statements. What is a mission statement? I'd like you to read chapters 3 and 5. And once again, here's an overview of what the structural frame is. So that's the kind of to-do sheet. That is here under week 2 structural frame. I will make that available shortly. I'm going to click forward here. Now, we have 3 discussion forums set up. These are the prompts. At this point, I can show you exactly what we have. Here are the three groups. So I can tell you right away we have 6 in group number 1. And I'm going to just click that so you see how this works. So in group number one, these are the 6 people. We could have 7 in this. Now, each one of these groups are set up. I'd like it to be 7, 7, and 7. We have 19 people in the class, or 7, 6, 6, whatever it might be. But once again, these are the 6 people that have already signed up for group number 1. Group number 2. And group number 3. So as you can see, we first of all, we have 19 people in the class, and right here, we have 9. We have 12 people signed up, so we still have 5 people. So no, we still have 7 people that haven't signed up. So I'd appreciate everybody doing that, signing up. You need to be part of a group for this week. I give some instructions on how to do that in week number 1. If you have any questions, please let me know. It's a very simple process. So right here, how do you enroll in a group? Look for the groups that are open. So everything's open for enrollment, but I'd prefer those that are signing up now to try to make sure that they're somewhat equal. I'd rather not have 10 people in group number 1 and the other ones being out of balance. So you click on the number, and then you can see who's any. Then you click join group, and that's it. You don't need to do anything more beyond that. So what does that do for you? Well, when you come in here, this is the week 2 discussion forum. We're talking about the structural frame. Here are the prompts. You come in and you start a new thread. This will automatically take you to your group. You can't see, if you're in group number 3, you can't see what group number 1 or 2 is doing. This will automatically take you there. And this is the format, this is the group work, type of group work that we're going to be doing in many weeks throughout the course. Rather than 19 people in a big group discussion, we're going to have smaller groups as we move forward. So once again, first thing, if you haven't signed up, please do. And here's where we're going to have one person per week kind of try facilitate the discussion. And I will chime in. I'm going to summarize what basically the group talked about during the week. So everybody, if you're in group number 1, you'll know what group number 2 and 3 discussed. It's not going to be a big report on my part. It's just going to be, I will look for kind of central themes that the group talked about. I'm asking for one person from each group to, in effect, be the facilitator for the group. So I'm going to throw this out to everybody. I have not assigned anybody for week number 1. I am asking for volunteers. So maybe when you sign on, you could say to your group, I'd be happy to act as a facilitator. And I will keep track of who has volunteered, because I'm going to keep track of the number of facilitators, who is facilitated in each group. Once you do it, you're not expected to do it again. So once again, this isn't a big commitment on your part. You don't have to do the prompts. The prompts are there, and it's just you will act as the facilitator for the group. So I'm looking for volunteers, and if you want to shoot me an email, please do. We need a volunteer for group number 1, number 2, and number 3. So any questions on that, you please let me know. And let me go back to the structural frame. I'm going to come back here to the module number 1. I'm trying to get there in less than 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm coming down here. There's the information for week number 2. Everything is available now for week number 2. I've decided I have a crazy week this week. And so I've decided we're going to shoot for a our first optional Zoom meeting will be next week, and I'll send out by midweek this week what day it will be, and I apologize we can't do it this week. I have a week that just will not let me participate in a Zoom meeting or hold a Zoom meeting. So we'll do it first thing, I say, in the first part of next week. Any questions? Let me know. If you have trouble signing up for a group, shoot me an email and we will figure it out together. Good luck with this week, and I hope you do okay with the snowstorm today if you live in Maine, and it looks like we're going to have something else come down the pike on Thursday. So I guess winter is here. See you, everybody. Have a great week.